Hello and welcome to the PodChamp podcast, the cast where we share with you what we've noticed in streaming, gaming news, and internet culture over the last week. This week, the PodChamp podcast stars Radioactive Starfish, Gigantus96, Rux, and I'm your host, Gigabyte. Sorry, Giga, I flubbed your name there a little bit, but it's all good.
Man. Don't worry about it.
Sometimes I actually write it down in my little script here with a J to remind me how to pronounce that G, but...
Sorry, man.
In today's...
You can always just rely on Giga.
I could do that. It's easy to remember.
It is written on the screen.
It is, yeah. In today's cast, we have free games from Twitch in September. Fox invests $100 million in caffeine. Twitch September and community gifting. Twitch Turbo is back. Huh? And the EEDAR Gamer Habits Study. So stay tuned for the most intense journalism and discussion you have heard all year, because it's PodChamp podcast time. But
damn.
Yeah, right? That was pretty good, right? But before we jump into our hot topics, let's see what the Pod Champions have been up to over the past week. So, Giga, go ahead. And by the way, those are some sweet, sweet emotes you have.
Thank you very much. Man, honestly, I've played very little games. It was like the third week in a row that I worked like 60 hours plus. So, so I didn't play a lot. I played a little bit of Mafia 2, just 7 years late on stream this week.
I was watching you play. I was really getting into that. That looks pretty fun.
It's fun. It's really fun. You can clearly see the graphics sometimes are a little dated. But it's super fun. The other one actually is gonna fall in right into your wheelhouse because I've been playing a little card game. I've just I dove again into Slay the Spire because
that's a fun game.
That's a really good one. I wanted to beat because I've beat the game with both heroes, the first two heroes. And I've never played the third one until this week, so I wanted to beat it again with the third heroes this week. So yeah, man, I think that's the game. Like, I know we were talking about early access in some other podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably the game that I bought in early access that I've got my money's worth the most of all the games I bought. Because, like, I think when it first came out, it was about like $10 for me, so probably even cheaper for you guys, because like with the exchange rate, it's probably like 7 or 8 for you guys. So
I don't remember how much I picked it up for, but
like I've sunk more than like 40 hours in this game for like $10. So hell yeah.
yeah, that's a good game for sure. All right, how about you, Starfish? What have you been up to?
Well, this time of year, WoW just dropped their expansion. It's really hard to get me to play anything else.
So
I've been playing a lot of Battle for Azeroth.
So what's your eye level?
I have no idea.
And you call
I'd
yourself
have to do heroic.
And you call yourself a WoW player? I don't know.
Kind of, but
right.
I don't really care about eye level.
So the reason I asked,
if you don't die, you win.
That's true. Well, the reason I asked that, so it's kind of funny, right? I'm always surprised by the people I find who play WoW just in my regular life, just talking to people. And I happen to be in in a business meeting this last week, and I'm sitting there and the meeting's over, and I knew one of the people in the meeting played WoW, and so she said, "Are you max level yet?" At the end of the meeting, the other folks are still in there, and I said, "Yeah, I am." And then the other guy who's in there turned around and said, "Well, what does max level mean? What's your eye level? That's what's important right now." And I just kind of looked around at this guy, never having known he played World of Warcraft. I'm like, I don't know. I was just so shocked, I think, as well, that
he was actually playing.
Yeah, that he was a WoW player, and he just was talking about where he is and what he's been up to and stuff, and what gear he's been getting. And I talked about having killed a world boss, and I said I got the chest piece drop, and he said that's eye level 370, isn't it? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't get like the reach of a game until you actually see. Like, I never understood like the reach that Fortnite had until literally I saw like all my freaking class playing it on their cell phone. Like, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can't even move. Like, no, it's so fun, dude. It's really nice. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I will never get playing Fortnite on a phone. That's
same here, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It seems super slow.
I just looked it up for you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm at a 320 eye level,
A
so I
320?
have a way to go yet to get
Okay.
to where I could do anything at the rating with the rating and things.
Yeah. So I'm with Starfish, actually. I've just been playing more Battle for Azeroth. We did a few dungeons together, so that was kind of fun. Some
no Hearthstone?
Well, not much actually. I did I did do a little, and I pretty much lost every game. Actually, that's not true. So I last month or the last couple of months, I've been playing Wild almost exclusively, and I've been doing really well at Wild. Well for me anyway, which means, I think my highest was 9.
Well, that's not too bad.
So I tried to play some standard, and so I just picked a mage deck, made a few changes to it, and I hadn't played standard for a few months, so I was at 25. So I got up to 20, no problem, real fast, and then it was like a wall. That deck did not work anymore. It's just,
yeah, man. 25 to 20 is like the free pass.
Yeah.
Basically, no matter what deck you play,
pretty much.
You're gonna face opponents that like have very few impact cards.
Yeah.
And then when you suddenly, like, it always amazed me, like, as soon as you reach 20, you actually like find people with like regular standard ladder decks, and I'm like, what are you doing at rank 20, man?
Right.
That's not what I expect to face.
Yeah. So yeah. So did go back, and I really enjoyed. Actually, in Hearthstone, I've really been enjoying the Boom Labs or whatever it's called, the puzzles.
Yeah.
So, and haven't cheated yet. Although I'm pretty much at the point where if I want to proceed, I feel like I'm going to have to cheat. So. It's so tempting. It's like I know the answers are right there on the internet. And one quick Google search away.
Right? Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's me. I know I mentioned Rux was on the cast, but he hasn't joined us yet. So if he joins us here, we can jump back to him.
We'll just ask him.
Yeah, we'll just ask him. So let's move on here, and we'll go across here. Look at that. That was a smooth transition. That almost looks professional. I mean, that almost looks like I know what I'm doing. So, and it doesn't ruin it when I say that either.
Not at all.
No,
Not at
no,
all.
no. All right, so the first topic on deck here is September Twitch Prime games. I mean, they're free. So we don't work for Twitch, just to be clear, and you'll find that out when we get to one of these later topics here. But but we thought we'd share with you what's new in the free Twitch Prime games here. So I just took the list, and here they are: Adventure Pals, which is some kind of platformer; Guild of Dungeoneering, a turn-based dungeon crawler. Gunpoint, I guess that's a puzzle game. Pumped BMX. Hey, I haven't played a BMX game for like 20 years, so...
Yeah, see, I was looking at these earlier. I was like, that like seems fun. I think Gunpoint is more because I think I played that one. I think it's on my library somewhere back in the day. I think it's more of a stealth game.
A stealth game? Okay.
Yeah, so you can basically rearrange the levels so that you can take out enemies smoothly.
Okay. Yeah.
I love Guild of Dungeoneering.
Is that the one with the cards?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man, I wanted to play that
phone.
game. Oh, I'm gonna have to.
I've literally never heard of that game before now.
So
Yeah,
you don't need an internet connection to play it. So
Okay.
I play it on the plane almost exclusively. So I have it on my
Okay.
iPad. Well, I don't have an iPad. My tablet.
Yeah.
But what it is it's card based, and you have a guild that you recruit for in the city, and then you go and go on an adventure with some of your people that are in your guild, your NPCs.
All right.
And you have cards to play for their moves, and you move them through the dungeon to fight various monsters or pick up gold, and you try not to die. You die a lot.
All right, and like, I'm assuming there's like unexpected events that happen throughout the dungeon and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a pretty cute little game.
Have you guys played? It's the style seems a little more cartoony, but have you guys played End of Fate? It reminds me a little bit of that.
No.
It's basically the same thing. So it's all card based, and you go. It's not necessarily a dungeon, but you go through a story all told by cards, and you choose various options between the cards you have all throughout the story. So it reminds me a little bit of that. But I really like the art style, though. I'm looking at a preview right now.
Yeah, I watched a few people stream it. Looked pretty fun, and then I saw. I know you had picked it up, Starfish. So yeah, I'm excited about that now. That does, however, mean I'm gonna have to get the Twitch desktop app.
So, yep.
That's the downside.
It's fine.
I'll be honest. I actually do have the Twitch desktop app installed right now because I've been playing.
Same here.
Because I've been playing WoW, and it manages my mods for WoW.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say I didn't know they had something for WoW. I had it because we were playing for a while, for a couple months. We played on a Minecraft server with a couple people from Twitch. So.
Got it.
It's the same service, what used to be Curse, and that I've had it since it was Curse.
Hey, Gadzooks.
They stopped taking my money, which was nice.
That's right, because you used to pay for Curse, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, you could only download one add-on at a time if you didn't pay the whatever $2 a month. It was worth it to just have the download all button.
Yeah.
So in that instance, Twitch saved me money.
Yeah, well, that was good. There you go. Something positive from Twitch acquiring Curse. So, and then the other game on there is Strife Veteran Edition. And apparently, reading the description of Strife, I really should know what Strife is, but I have never played it. But
I was gonna say, is it actually the game from like when I was like 7 years old?
From the description, it sounds like it is, because it said basically it's the father of FPS games or something.
Okay, yes. So I was like, they're adding like, I don't know what the year is, but like 1998. I don't know what the
1996.
I
just looked it up.
But but like I was like that seems like a bit of an old game in that package, but sure.
But
so I guess
it's got to be something else because Strife's free to play.
Well, I just looked it up, and Veteran Edition is $10 on Steam.
Okay, so it's a newer.
It's a revamped version.
Okay. Yeah, so it says supports high resolutions with correct aspect ratios, uses OpenGL, dynamic lighting, bloom, widescreen support, rebind. So it's Steam achievements. That's a positive right there. It has Steam trading cards too.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's got a bunch of enhancements to bring it up
Now,
to
now I gotta get myself.
right.
But you won't have the Steam trading card or whatever because you're gonna have it on
no,
Switch.
that's right. Oh man, and we won't have Steam achievements either. Now that's taking away half the value of the game.
Yep, right there.
So yeah, free games, go get
It
them.
looks exactly the fucking same.
It looks the same. Yeah, I guess it's based on the old Doom engine, right? So
Yeah, but like it's supposed to have like improved shadings and stuff, and like it looks exactly
what
the
are you
same.
talking about? Those graphics look beautiful.
Uh-huh.
I can see some shadows.
Okay.
Quig found a shadow.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So free games. Go get them. They're free. So why not, huh? All right. Next topic. Fox invests $100 million in caffeine. That's an expensive cup of coffee. So
You did not.
oh, you know I did. Of course I went there.
Oh, he did.
How long have you known me, man? You knew I would go there, sure.
It is a freaking expensive cup of coffee. Though.
Yeah, it is. But so caffeine, that whoops, get my notes out of the screen. That's professional. So caffeine, that's that big, huge streaming service you've never heard of. Actually, I have no idea how big it is. I tried to find some stats on the size, how many viewers they have, how many people there are. I couldn't find anything. I know Giga, you did some research too. I don't know if you saw anything about how big they are.
Not really.
Yeah.
As far as like how many streamers did they have? Well, like viewers and etc.
Yeah.
But
So Fox obviously investing $100 million in caffeine and in an attempt, I guess, in a way to compete with Amazon and Twitch. I was a little confused. I read a couple different news stories on it, but they were talking about forming some kind of new studio, which I didn't really understand what they were talking about. But it does appear that they're pushing $100 million investment into the technology of caffeine. I spent some time today taking a look at the caffeine service, having never seen it before. So you have to register to even view a stream. You can't view streams without registering. So I created a quick account and just clicked on the first guy that came up, who happened to be called Calf. And I put his link on the screen right now. So if you want to check him out, go say hi. I chatted to him for a while today, and he was super helpful. Told me a bunch of stuff about caffeine. Seems like a nice guy. There were some interesting features though. So there's zero lag, and when I say zero lag, there's no lag, no detectable lag at all that I could find. I was having an instantaneous conversation with this guy. I mean, we were just back and forth.
That's its perk. That's the thing that they sell themselves on, is that it's real-time streaming video.
Yeah, so that was super, super cool. And we've talked about that before with Microsoft streaming service, which is called... What's it called again? Mixer. There you go. So the reason why I can never remember Mixer's name is because their logo is like that big X. And I'm always trying to think of a name that starts with an X. But so Mixer. So again, Mixer has low latency. As far as I could tell, Caffeine has no latency. But again, I don't know how big their viewer base is.
Right.
There were a couple other really cool things about it too. Number one, so if you look at that screenshot of Calf's stream right there, you see how his camera's in the top right. Well, he said, why don't you just go put your cursor over my camera and just grab it and see what you can do? So I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? But I did it. I put my cursor over there and I can grab his camera and I can move it around the screen. Kind of like when you're on Skype and you can move your picture across around the screen.
Kind of like a streamer, actually. So, when you stream on OBS or whatever, you can just move your camera around like to fit the overlay you want.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool that it gives the viewer the ability to move the camera around, and I can close it too if I don't want his stupid face on my screen. Like, Calf, buddy, I'm just kidding because you were really helpful for me today. But if I don't want the streamer's face on the screen, I can close their face from the stream. So
mean.
I thought that was a pretty neat little feature. What else did he tell me about it? So there were a couple things. Oh yeah. So interesting. So they do have their own client, which I guess there's a whole bunch of games that are pre-supported with their own client. Anything else, then you kind of have to use OBS. He said, if it's not directly supported. But here's something that I thought sounded really cool. Anyway, you actually don't need to download anything to stream on Caffeine. You can just click start streaming now. It takes you to your page and it asks for permission from your camera and your microphone. I don't know how it streams the game. I don't know if there's some additional permissions it has to do for that. But he said, yeah, you don't need to download anything. You can stream games directly from your browser. So I mean, for anyone, that lowers the bar of entry for streaming, right? Not having to have software configured locally.
Yeah.
So.
But that was actually one of my concern when I was doing a little research earlier, because like they actually pride themselves on that. They're like one-click broadcasting and like all that stuff. But like, so like basically their tagline is like, no need to mess with bit rates, IP addresses, theme keys, or any of that nonsense. But like, some of that nonsense that you call is actually pretty helpful for the stream.
Right. So
like messing with your bit rates, your like the way you stream, whether you want to be whether you want the weight of the stream being like on your CPU or your GPU or whatever. Like some of these things are pretty useful.
Yeah. So it's interesting, right? It's almost like that balance between how professional you are, whether you're just kind of, a click and go kind of person who wants to just get into it, or whether like, you're more of a hobbyist or professional streamer who understands what they're doing and wants to mess with the settings.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
So that was interesting. There were a couple things I didn't like about it, just from my brief experience. The chat is a little odd. Let me, so I'm going to move the images around on the screen here through this advanced technology that I have. So if you look at this image right here, whoops, let me move that one out of the way. So you see the chat, it appears in bubbles underneath the stream here. There's no, as far as I could see, there was no like side log where I could see all the messages. Now, if I wanted to reply to a specific message, I click on that message and then there was an @ symbol to reply to that specific message. So from a viewer's perspective, I wasn't keen on the chat. There were no emotes either that I could see.
So
they might have them, I just didn't see them.
So you basically don't get chat in like a timed order, like a chronological order, right?
Yeah, now there may be some order to how these appear, because this bar at the bottom, there was only me and this other guy chatting at this point. But
yeah.
But from what I could see from the screenshots, this bar fills up with the little speech bubbles.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what the order is, if there is a is an order in here.
But dear God, if you had like a busy chat, that would be insane to try and follow.
Again, this is from really, like 20 minutes of messing around, so maybe there's
for sure.
Maybe there's different ways to configure it. And the other thing was
okay, go ahead.
Well, I chat in this little say bar here, and it seemed like I was limited. I didn't count it, but it might have been 120 characters, might have been a little more. I guess so that they fit into the chat bubble. So I couldn't type anything particularly long, and I found myself having to rethink what I was typing or put multiple bubbles in there as I was chatting to the guy. So that was another thing. But here's what he was saying. Here's his view. And this isn't actually taken from his stream, but this is a screenshot from the Caffeine website. This is what you see as a broadcaster. So you actually see, okay, you've got 62 viewers, and you see their chat coming down the side of your game. The chat actually appears in the game like this.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. The overlay's right on the game.
So as we can, well, at least from that screenshot, the streamer does have a chronological order,
which is interesting, right? So the streamer seems to get a better view than the viewer.
Yeah. Okay.
Which they need that. They need that more than the viewer does.
For sure, yeah.
But still, that's a big drawback. So the thing that I've noticed about Caffeine, and I've barely like less experience than you have at it. when I went there, I wanted to click a game, and they don't have that functionality. You have to click a person, not a game. So you have to know who you want to view,
Yeah,
which
before you
seems
actually go
very
to
much
stream.
like it's going to funnel the most users to the ones that are already the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Twitch does that too. But
Do
at
they
least you're
have?
looking at a directed game.
Yeah, do they have some sort of like? Well, I guess Twitch doesn't really have that anymore either, but like categories or browsing system.
Not that I could find.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty minimalist right now, which is interesting because this guy Calf said he'd been, I think it was 15 months. He said he's been on streaming on Caffeine, and I know it's still in beta or early access or whatever they're calling it, but yeah,
What was their term actually? Like when you actually
I
download the
forget what it
browser.
was called.
Pre-release.
Pre-release. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's interesting. So a little background on it. I guess it's Caffeine is formed or was put together by two ex-Apple engineers. So their former product design lead for Apple TV and Chomp co-founder Ben Keegren, and senior user experience designer at Apple, Sam Roberts. So a couple of years ago, they left Apple and they founded Caffeine, and that's where this comes from, I guess. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. That's what they've done with it prior to Fox's investment. It'll be interesting to see what are Fox going to do with it, or what is their investment? What impact is their investment going to have? Excuse me, on the technology.
It sounded like the Caffeine team felt like it was a game changer, so
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, it would be if you were, a couple of dudes just doing a project.
Yeah.
And you got $100 million.
Well, yeah. For sure. So, yeah, so check it out if you don't know anything about Caffeine. Definitely feel free to create an account and stop by to my new buddy after talking to him for like 10 minutes, Calf.
Go see Quick's new best friend. Guys.
Yeah, and tell him PodChamp sent you, and he'll have no idea what that is. So, but yeah, seems like a nice guy. So it's pretty interesting. It's good to see again more competition in the streaming industry, so to speak. So yeah, we'll keep our eye on Caffeine. And then the other thing is monetization. So Giga, I know you did some research on monetization. What did you find out?
Yep. Well, they keep it really vague. They keep it from everything I've discovered. But we were talking actually just before the cast, and you were telling me that they have a similar system to bits. So basically, you can buy bits and then donate them to the streamer.
Yeah.
But like they don't have any kind of partnership yet set up. And like I can actually read the tagline from like the so like that's the line I was reading earlier before the cast. Monetize your content through the use of digital items and without the need of a partnership program. As viewers purchase digital items to participate in and enhance broadcasts, Caffeine will award broadcasters with credits based on this activity. Apply to cash out your credits for real money. So if you actually want to cash out the credits that the viewers give you, you have to apply for a certain type of programs. But like they don't have partner programs.
Yeah, it seems pretty interesting. That was the piece that caught me when you were telling me that before the cast started. The apply to cash out your,
But no partner programs required though.
Yeah.
However, if you want to cash out your money, you better fucking apply.
Right.
But I wonder how much of that is like actually an application process where there's a possibility that they'll say no, and more put in your details. We need
exactly.
Whatever. Also, we're not going to give it to you if it's not a certain amount of money. We're not transacting for 50 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's probably, with no research done, I wonder if it isn't more like that, where they're not going to guarantee you're going to get your credits if you've got 2 cents.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, and their version of bits seems to be called gold. I didn't purchase any gold, so I can't tell you exactly how it works, but it seems to put, much like bits, it seems to put, you can choose different icons, images that go with the bits at different levels. Calf did tell me that he hopes that at some point he can customize them, because right now there's just a standard list for everybody. He doesn't get to choose what images go into the chat when you throw gold at him. So, yeah.
I really hope their images are coffee based.
Actually, the biggest image, the I think it was 900 gold one, was a potato. So, yeah. And when I watched the little video about caffeine on the Caffeine website, they show different streamers, and Calf, who is not associated with caffeine, by the way, he's actually in one of them. But when you see they're showing different streamers streaming on the service, and there's a couple clips there of people getting potatoes, and they're all excited, and oh my god, it's another potato. So I'm guessing that's a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, to Starfish's point though, I was actually reading a little earlier the TOS version of caffeine, and like with items, which is as they say, quote unquote, not currency.
Like bits.
Is
yeah.
that is actually part of like their TOS, and they actually say word for word in their TOS that is constitute a binding contract between them and the individual user.
Yeah.
So it's really vague. It's really like they say that the gold, the digital items and credits,
Yep.
each perform like different functions on the caffeine platform. So
Interesting.
some of them don't act as actually currency, so that's why they might not call it that way. But I can actually give you the link, guys, if you want to check it out too. That was part of some things I saw earlier.
Yeah. Why don't you throw it in the Twitch chat there too?
Yeah. Let me do that real quick. There you go. But yeah, so that's the TOS from them. So yeah, they're being, I'm assuming on purpose, really vague about how they actually monetize broadcasters.
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't that be an actual like turnoff for any broadcaster that would be like willing to try it out?
I would think so if they're not clear on how you monetize your stream, but
At the same time, if you are starting fresh, it offers you some hope of monetization fairly quickly, assuming you have people that are actually giving you the in-game items. Not that I don't know. Twitch has made that better with the affiliate program. Like, you're not waiting for partner to try and monetize anything at all. But like, this is potentially your first stream, you hit it big, whatever. Like, that doesn't usually happen, but say it did.
Yeah, so excuse me, interesting. The other thing I was going to say is talking about the not being monetary equivalent. I mean, Twitch says the same thing about bits, right? They say that it's not. They have a whole bunch of weird language around bits too, but so it's interesting. I'll definitely check it out a little more. I'd like to see some more features in there. Like Starfish said, it feels pretty bare bones with it when you're in there, but it's pretty simple too. So. Calf said that the community is great, probably because it's pretty small right now. So smaller communities, you tend to feel more part of that community, right?
Absolutely.
So, all right. We will move on from Calf and caffeine. All right, next up, Twitch September and community gifting. And I couldn't think of a cool or funny tagline for this one, so we're just going to have to go with the facts, guys. All right, so just combine these two together. First off, September. I know we had a September last year, but I can't remember how it worked. This year, it's based on gift subscriptions. So if you received a gift subscription, your resub is 80% off, I guess. And you must be renewing a gifted subscription between September 10th and September 30th. And I guess the pro to the streamer is they still get the full revenue. So, yeah, I guess that's cool.
Yeah, so you actually have to renew it during September, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're giving it in September, you won't actually be able to be part of that.
You can. I was reading that because I thought the same thing too.
Okay, so that's what I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Please enlighten me.
You can. You just have to commit to resubbing. So basically, if you resub right after you got a gifted sub, you can do that. It extends it. Then your sub will last 2 months, but you only paid the 80% less for the next month.
So the one you actually cool.
I didn't realize you could do that. But
would like to point out to everybody once again, just like I did last year, that you can go on an alt, purchase yourself a gift sub.
Is
and
that
then for $1? If
is
it's
that
worth
within
it
TOS?
for the $4, I don't know. They're gonna catch you.
Starfish telling you how to work the system here.
I don't think they care as long as they get that sweet sub money.
I mean, they get $1. They get $1
They
out
get
of
$1.
5. It's not that. It's not that sweet of a deal for them.
Right. But they had to give more to the streamer, so
Yeah, exactly.
They're so last year it did work a little different. It was actually giving the gift subscription was $1.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Or some amount off. Maybe it was half price. I can't remember. So the resub thing is definitely different.
Yeah.
A little bit less generous, maybe, but because you have to have a gifted sub first, right?
You do.
Yeah.
So, and then along with that, community gifting and Starfish, I'll pass it over to you because you were telling me all about community gifting earlier on today. So,
Well, I wasn't prepared for that.
I don't
But
care.
all the but all the community gifting thing is the ability to give a bulk number of gifts to a streamer's community. So if you went in and gifted, I don't know, you went crazy, 100 subs to some big streamer's community, it would randomly choose unsubbed people, from my understanding. I think it's supposed to choose followers first.
So I actually looked
been in
that up. Yeah, how that works because I was curious. So it goes for people in chat first, then followers who aren't in chat, and then mods. That's the order.
Okay. So I recently got a gift sub out of the blue from a community that I hadn't been to in a while. So I think that must have been what it was.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
I'd kind of forgotten about that community, and I've been back since then.
So it does have an order. That's really okay.
Does, yeah.
I thought there was no like priorities.
Yeah, they said
Like I remember last time it happened in my chat. Like my bot was gifted a sub. I was like, really, bro? Really?
That's funny. But yeah, so
that is a issue that Twitch has had that people have been a little bit irritated about. Their bots were getting subs.
Yeah.
right, but I mean,
I was like, well, okay.
yeah, I get it, but how does Twitch know what's a bot? You know?
Right,
So,
right. That's exactly. I mean,
Exactly, for sure.
they could have Nightbot flagged and Moobot and some of the common
right, some of the
ones, though.
common ones. Yeah. for sure.
But if you think about it, even if your bot doesn't follow you, it's a
In
frequent
chat?
contributor to your chat.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure,
not-
for sure.
Its
Yeah.
algorithm probably fix it.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting too. So I guess that guy, what's his name, Commander Root's probably getting a lot of gifted subs. So Commander Root, you guys know Commander Root?
Nope. No.
Check your.
Too techy. Too techy.
He's in pretty much
Commander
every
Root.
single stream. He always he's got a bot basically that's in like every stream.
Who's Commander Root?
I don't know who the heck he is, but because if you remember, Anchor was kind of freaked out that he's always there and always watching. But he's a bot, yeah.
Okay.
But he's not a bot that you bring in yourself. He's a bot.
No,
that
for
just,
sure.
Right,
sure.
it's a Twitch thing. Yeah.
Well, he's not part of Twitch.
As a bot that is somehow simultaneously in every Twitch stream in the world.
Right, pretty much. And it's kind of irritating.
Channel. It's some leaderboard with under itself
Right.
promoting in the chat.
Oh boy.
All right. Well.
But yeah.
Commander
Anyway,
Root.
Commander Root. Yeah. So Starfish, it looks like you can give different tiers if you want to. Because I'm just looking at the image here on the right hand side, and it's got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah.
So I guess if you were really generous, you give everyone a tier 3, 100 tier 3s. That'd be nice, right? So.
Jesus, free. $2,500, right?
So very nice.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Twitch September and community gifting. So again, we do not work for Twitch. Moving on.
Do we technically?
No, we don't.
Well,
I guess
they would not call you an employee. Giga.
I was
no.
You
gonna
got that
say,
in your
yeah.
contract.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just as
technically
full
self-employed.
disclosure, Giga and I are both affiliates with Twitch, which there's a pretty high bar to get there because I'm an affiliate. So, all right, next one will prove to you that we don't work for Twitch. So, Twitch Turbo is back. Prime loses the shine. So yeah, so really this is changes to Twitch Prime. And I think I've got the big ones covered here. So Twitch Prime no longer ad free as of 9/14 for new subs and October 15th for existing subscribers. No more 20% discount on pre-ordered games through Amazon, but it did say that you get a $10 Amazon gift card.
Wow!
Yeah. And very nice of them to bring back Twitch Turbo, so now you can pay an additional $8.99 a month to remove those ads.
You get the 2 services for even more money.
Yeah. So here's what I want is I want to see if I've got Prime and I've got Turbo, I want the battery in my crown. So
oh, man.
You're an easy man to please.
I'm an easy man to please.
So is that gift card every month? Even if it's every month, it's a shitty trade-off.
It is, yeah.
It's not every game either. It's going to be selected games. Like it's a much worse deal.
Yeah.
And I get it. They're trying to make money.
Well, I wish they would just say that, right? I wish they would just be open and honest and say, we're not making as much money as we thought out of Twitch Prime, and we want to make more money to make the service better. Just say that, because the way they announced this, basically
they're trying to phrase it as if it was a better deal,
right?
And like it's maybe for new users that will just join the platform, they didn't know before, so it won't matter. But like for their already like big user base that comes back every day, like it's fairly easy to see that that deal is much worse.
Yeah. And I mean
than the one they had before.
And they and I don't have the exact quote here. I should have grabbed the exact quote, but they basically said by enabling ads back in for Twitch Prime, it's going to make broadcasters more money. Well, if you were following Twitter at the time they announced that, everyone called bullshit on them because they'd already announced that even though the Twitch Prime viewer doesn't see the ad, that the broadcaster still gets the share, the profit sharing for that ad. So yeah.
Now, I apparently didn't link the article that I saw it in, but at one point, right before they announced this, I saw an article where Amazon had basically promised this insane ad revenue goal. And just after that, this no ad-free viewing came out for Twitch. Also, like, there's going to be ads on the packaging for Amazon now.
On the you mean on the boxes?
Yeah, on the boxes.
Okay.
I saw that article. I also didn't put that in the Trello because it really wasn't anything to do with Twitch.
They can put as many ads on their boxes as they want. I don't give a damn.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, this is all like suspiciously coming out after their ad revenue
Mhm.
goal was
Wasn't met.
super high. Yeah.
So, yeah, so this is it's interesting. I know I do feel it's a bit of a bait and switch in a way with Prime, right? Because so people who had Turbo, they brought Prime in and like, hey, we're gonna basically discontinue Turbo in markets where we have Prime. Come to Prime, and you'll get your Turbo. Plus, you'll also get this free sub every month. So isn't it awesome? You get everything you had from Turbo, and you get a free sub, and you get Amazon Prime. So it's awesome. You should, and if you already have it,
And you get free games with Prime.
right? And you get free games with Prime, and it's just and you get 20% discount. Isn't it awesome? So of course everybody's going to move to Twitch Prime. Why
yeah.
wouldn't you? Well, Twitch Prime is more expensive than Turbo was, but you get Amazon Prime, so it's it was a pretty good deal. Now I feel like they're taking away the
They're basically taking away everything good
Right.
about Twitch Prime.
so
That's literally it, and that's why it's so like it's not even like just a little downfall. It's like
right.
they're taking off everything that made you switch from Turbo to Twitch Prime.
So yeah, good job, Amazon, and the way you announced
Right.
it's a great job there. Yeah.
So when they initially announced that, we were at TwitchCon for the announcement.
The original Twitch Prime, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
original Twitch Prime announcement. Quig already had Amazon Prime. So our household already had Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get on the website right now and switch
Yep.
myself
I
over.
did it during the announcement.
Yeah.
I had Turbo, but I didn't have Prime because Quig already had Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime. What do I need to have another Amazon Prime for?
Right.
And given that it was ad-free viewing like Turbo, at the time I think it was like $2 or $3 more. So you got basically a discount on your sub as well as the ad-free viewing from Turbo. I was like, yeah, sign me up. I'm probably never going to play most of these games, but sign me up. I can.
Yeah, for sure.
This is worth it. Now, we bearing in mind we already have that Amazon Prime for our household.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose that, and Prime is more expensive now than it was 2 years ago when they
That's true.
started it.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose. For me, it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Right.
It's cheaper for me to buy a sub and Turbo than to retain Prime.
Yep.
And not have ad-free viewing.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to like just take out like just the fact that I'm unhappy about it and think it in that like rational way, and I really don't see like how it makes business sense. I really don't.
I think what it is, honestly, I think that they feel like the value proposition for Amazon Prime, now that they've got all these people who may have bought in for Twitch Prime, have the videos and the shipping and all of that stuff, I'm thinking they think that's a good enough deal to retain people. And so they can try and make extra money via Turbo.
Right. I don't know, but I'll tell you, here's the thing, right, is I specifically have Twitch whitelisted from my ad blocker software.
Yeah, same.
So that just to make sure that everyone gets their revenue, you know. Now I'm gonna stick with Prime because I already have Amazon Prime. Starfish is, I don't know if she's gonna go to Turbo. I assume so, but the alternative for a lot of people is probably, oh well, F this. I'm just going to switch my ad blocker back on. So I feel like the revenue isn't going to be as increased as they think it is.
Yeah. So what do you actually get right now? Oh, well, not right now because I think it says 14, so like in 5 days.
Sure, yeah.
So like, what do you get in 5 days with Twitch Prime? What do you actually get? A $10 gift card?
That's
For selected pre-orders.
For selected pre-orders. Okay. And what else?
All right. I assume you still get the free sub, right? So
yeah,
You still
you get the free sub. Yeah.
I was gonna look it up, see if I could.
You get exclusive emoticons such as Kappa HD and Scared Cat.
Sweet.
So you mean the damn.
You get expanded chat color options. So I think that's also true of Turbo.
That's the Turbo options, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Member only Prime chat badge, so that's exciting. You do get extended broadcast storage.
Okay.
You get that with Turbo too.
With Twitch Prime, you're supposed to. Oh, do you? Okay.
You do, yeah.
So what's exclusive to Twitch Prime?
I think the sub
5 days is the sub and the $10 gift card with some pre-order items.
Yeah, I'm looking here to Prime exclusive Chibi Charms. What is this? Tom Clancy Rainbow Six. I don't know what this is all about. But they do talk about exclusive Prime loot in games and stuff. So I guess you still get that.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the list. Okay, free in-game loot every month. A free channel subscription every 30 days.
Yeah. So free sub. Yeah.
Member discount on pre-release box games from Amazon. Doesn't give any details. Watch thousands of movies and TV shows. Well, that's just Amazon Prime. Ad-free access to 2 million songs. Again, that's Amazon Prime. And unlimited free 2-day shipping. That's Amazon Prime. So, yeah.
So, like, we were talking a little earlier, like, about how it makes business sense, right? So, with the rewards we have now, people actually bought the Twitch Prime to get like all the booties that came with it, right? I feel like in 5 days, the people that are gonna have Twitch Prime are gonna be the people that have Amazon Prime, and that's about it. Because I really don't see like an advantage of like buying that service for an outsider if you don't have Amazon Prime, right?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. So Gadzooks, I know. Gadzooks is in chat here. He says, I have the Prime loot for Rainbow Six. It's amazing. So apparently, whatever it is that you get, it's pretty good.
In-game goodies. All right.
Yeah,
well,
so.
I think some of them are cool. I think there was a real draw when there was like Fortnite for Fortnite skins and things for Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
So I mean, some of them are pretty cool. I don't play most of the games that they've had those cool skins for, so it hasn't affected me particularly. I click the button every month in case I ever decide I want to play Rainbow Six. I don't know, but it's. Just
I think the free games was a good one. The free games with Twitch Prime was a really good one.
Is that going away? Is the free games going away too?
That's the one I'm not sure. Okay.
I don't think so. I think that's still going to be a thing.
I just don't see anything listed on the Twitch Prime page about it.
That's why I wasn't sure, because I think that was a big draw.
Maybe that's part of the in-game loot, but it says free in-game loot every month. You'll get characters, vehicles, skins, virtual currency, boosts. Oh, it does say and free games. So
okay.
So the free games are there to stay. That's good, because some of those are actually pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you have to use the Twitch desktop app for it. So
yeah.
Execution says Rainbow Six stuff is purely skins for weapons and operators. They have 3 sets of personalization: soldier weapon and a thing that hangs from your weapon. So Rainbow Six is about skins. Okay. All right. The charm for Rainbow Six actually pisses people off when you kill them. From Gadzooks. Okay. All right, so I guess Starfish is going to Twitch Turbo, and we'll see what comes out of this. Starfish, did you say there was going to be more announcements about this, or?
So I thought I read something at one point and I couldn't find it again. So I think it was just like a tweet or something. That there was some additional announcement about either Twitch Prime or Twitch Turbo yet to come, which I assumed to mean that they were going to announce something at TwitchCon.
Okay, well,
But I don't have any details. Couldn't find it again.
so
There's that.
okay, so Starfish and I will be at TwitchCon, so we will relay.
We'll let
anything
you
we hear.
know.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on. Now we've proved for sure that we don't work for Twitch. We will go to the EEDAR Gamer Habits Study. So this is I didn't know what the EEDAR was, looked it up. The Electronic Entertainment Design and Research. I feel like there's something missing from that. Society, association, what?
Yeah, so something.
Right. But so I guess they surveyed 5,000 people, and I believe they're all Americans, who played a video game in the month of the survey. So here is the results. 67% of Americans play video games. Only 67%? That seems shockingly low to me.
Some people are old.
Some people are old, but don't they play Candy Crush? I don't know. Maybe not
It
all.
depends how old they are. My mom plays Candy Crush. My grandma not so much.
I mean, you say that seems pretty low, man. How much are you guys? 300 millions? So
I mean,
two thirds?
yeah, it's a decent number.
I was gonna say 200 millions out of 300 is pretty high number.
So out of those who do play video games, 34% use only mobile, which kind of makes sense. 59% use a mobile device as well as a PC or a console. 27% use a mobile device, a PC, and a console. Spending an average of $55 on games in the last 6 months.
I blow that stat out of the fucking park.
An average 12 hours a week playing games. So averaging 12 hours a week seems high for an average to me. Although, I mean, obviously.
But you've got people that are just spending, an hour a day on Candy Crush while they're watching TV.
Yeah, I guess. So some interesting numbers there. And then they broke people down into categories. I was going to put a pie chart together, but I couldn't be bothered. So, so I guess. So the categories they had are super gamers, console warriors, boo, transitionals, squeeze gaming into their busy lives. So that's 11%. Early accessors. So I left the definitions on these last ones because I was unfamiliar with them. Early accessors, 17%, are young gamers who primarily play whatever they can access, most often mobile games. So I'm thinking kids who get access to their parents' phone or tablet.
Yeah.
Daily dabblers, 19%. Older gamers who regularly play social and casual games. And incidental players are 26%, and they play mobile games occasionally. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, here's where we are. PC Master Race. But yeah, so some interesting facts, and I did borrow these stats from Polygon's website, so feel free to give them a hit. Right here is their URL. You can't click this, so you'll have to type all of that.
Well done. Maybe you can put a link in chat, Quay.
There you go. For those of you who are watching in Twitch chat and really want to go to Polygon's website, there you go. There's the link. So
it's interesting to see like that, like the old freaking stereotype of gamers is like 13%.
Yep.
Like this super the dude stuck in his mom's basement or whatever.
Yeah.
The super gamer that never stopped, 13%. So it's really lower than people think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I mean that's is people don't think of like regular casual gamers, I think, as gamers, but that honestly, that's the majority, right? People who are just playing a few games on their phone, their
Yeah,
tablet,
yeah.
or whatever.
And
it might
that's
be.
where the money is right now.
Right.
I think the most money in
hell
gaming
yeah.
is the little
Hell
like
yeah.
Candy Crush type games where people are buying their in-game loot or whatever.
Yeah, the freemium
Right.
model. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's I'm not gonna say too much, but there's literally a term in the industry called whales
Mhm.
for like they actually want to attract gamers like that like are just gonna swallow everything, so they're gonna buy all the in-app purchases, and yeah, it's where the money's at. And honestly, it's a thing that game companies and studios actually really need. The best example I can think of is like I got a lot of friend that works for Ubisoft, the studio in Montreal here, and up until like maybe a year or two ago, like they didn't have in-game purchases, and like people were always complaining like, well, why the fuck, man? Why is there an Assassin's Creed coming out every year or whatever? Because they had to.
Right.
The only like monetization they were getting were from copies sold. So like these, like, of course some people abuse it, but like studios actually need that a little bit of farm that the money they can use, so they can actually like plan their games better.
And I have
So
zero problem with in-game loot as long
yeah,
as it's not pay to win.
See,
If
here's
you're
yeah,
buying
same here,
pets
same here.
or skins
Yeah.
or whatever, okay, cool.
I don't mind that. The thing I hate the most is when, and I don't play a huge amount of mobile games, but if I want to play something other than Hearthstone, because Hearthstone takes up like 4 gigs of my phone's memory, but so I often uninstall it just to get some space back on my phone. But I look at other games occasionally, right? See what's available, and what irritates me to no end is when I find a game that looks pretty cool, but it's free. So I'm immediately suspicious. And then I download the game and it's pretty cool. I start playing it, and then it's like, well, to keep playing, there's a 30-minute timer now. You have to wait 30 minutes, or you could pay to accelerate time.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Uninstall immediately. But I know, I get it. So usually when I'm in the mobile stores, I'm looking for games that aren't free, because I want to give them money up front, buy the game, and not have to worry about that bullshit,
Yeah.
So, and I will tell you, I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to tell you my all-time favorite mobile game. And I am dying for a sequel. I really want there to be a sequel. Here it is. So
Do I know what this is?
you do.
I'm
I
listening.
think I know what this is.
You know what it is. It's Simulacra. That game, Simulacra. You know it?
Nope.
Don't
I'm
know
looking at it right
Simulacra?
now.
You would
Sim-
actually like this, Giga.
Simulacra.
Oh, really? Okay.
There you go. Yes, I am a sellout.
Oh, it's also on Steam. Okay.
It is on Steam, but it in my opinion, I specifically got the mobile version because
You need to get a mobile version.
right, because it's a phone OS. So the idea of the game is you find a phone, right? So
Yeah.
the game is a phone OS, and you're just exploring the OS while it uncovers a story,
An
and
interactive art
people
experience.
start texting you and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's more in the moment if you're playing on a phone.
Right, because you've
Yeah.
actually got like there's a call button and a text button, and so you're going into your texts in the game. People are hitting you up on the dating app and stuff.
Yeah, you're
it's-
going into the not LinkedIn link.
Yeah. You're reading their email, the person whose phone this was. So, sorry, Gadzooks, you got time.
Oh no.
Buddy.
But yeah, it's kind of a what would you call it? Like, not really a horror game, but
It's kind of a horror game, yeah. I would say it's a.
I mean it's a horror game, but
It's-
it's not gory, or it's more suspenseful.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll make you shit your pants though. So you got to wear headphones with it too. So if you get, I know I'm kind of sellout
reminds
here.
me a little bit of well, I guess it's not the same. I don't know if you guys heard of Her Story, the game called Her
I
Story.
think you've mentioned it before.
So it's basically you go through like a bunch of video clips from like fictional police interviews,
Mm.
and you're trying to solve the case of a missing man. But like it's literally just like going like it's a database of movies that you just go through back and forth to like try to get some details, and like it reminds me a little bit of this. I think I should try it out.
Yeah, you
I
should
think
definitely try it out.
I'd probably like it.
I think so. Funny little fact about this. So it's a woman's phone that you find. You can probably, if you're on Steam, if you look like that screenshot, you can see her picture on the background. And so after I finished the game 2 or 3 times, I Googled the actress, and she's got an Instagram. And I looked at the Instagram, and this is where it makes me laugh, is I went back through her Instagram, and I noticed the pictures that are on the phone are actually pictures from her Instagram.
Really?
So here's my guess, is that they found the actress, and they looked at her Instagram and said, "Hey, you got a lot of pictures that would actually be good for the game.
Yeah.
Can we use your old Instagram pics?" So
I mean, I guess it's good marketing for Instagram
Yeah.
profile, right?
so that's pretty funny. All right. Anyway, enough about Simulacra, but it's a fun game. I'll have to check out Her Story too, because if it's in a similar vein.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
now
sure.
this Simulacra.
I think it's
is,
about the same price too.
Gotcha.
What's Simulacra? How many?
How
much?
$5.
Yeah, same,
Yeah.
around the same price. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, the EEDAR Gamer Habits Study was our last item on the list today. Does anyone have anything else, Starfish Giga?
No. That was a good one. Wow, that went quick.
I know it's 7:15 already.
Yeah.
At least for me. So yeah. So well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening. We really hope you enjoyed the cast. I'm Quigabyte. Thanks go to Giga and Starfish. We have been the PodChamp podcast. That's PodChamp, PodCast. Follow us on Twitter and follow all of our channels on Twitch too. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Boy.